Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Tom and Joanne. I'm Tom Matthews.
And I'm Joanne Toronto. Thanks for joining us again. This morning we have a special guest. His name is Greg Kiely. Greg is the area manager for Sotheby's International Realty on Cape Cod. Welcome, Greg.
Happy to be here. Thank you, guys.
Glad to see you. And so today we wanted to talk a little bit about some tools that agents might be able to use to better their business, and more specifically, talking about the NAR profile of home buyers and sellers. Greg, can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, so this is my source document for everything that I talk about. So we are on a team of almost 100 agents here, and we cover the upper half of the Cape. But my background is in the Metro West and immediate Boston suburbs, as an agent first, and then as a manager and office support. And so I've always, I was an agent in 2008 when the musical chairs just stopped, and we were all kind of looking around and saying, what do we do now? And I really remember vividly, the market isn't easy. We have to really innovate. We have to really think of what does it mean for me to be an agent and to, provide for my family and be successful. And we all know that the only way we do that is through service to our clients. And everything has to start with, who can I help today? Mm-hmm. And so I always say, well, okay, who can I help? But how can I help them in a way that's informed by data, right? In a way that really is proven through the numbers. And so every year, the National Association of Realtors compiles a survey of buyers and sellers from that previous year. Mm-hmm. And it's thousands of buyers and sellers from different markets. And they put together a nearly 100-page document that's available for any realtor for free. It's maybe a couple $100 if you're not a realtor, but it's available to purchase. And it really goes through, why did a consumer find success, and what pathways to success did they have? And it looks at everything from, did you look at virtual tours or 3D tours or professional photography? Did you interview multiple agents or only one agent? It goes through the whole home search and home buying and home selling process in a deep, multi-layered analysis. And so whenever there's a question, I was always taught by great leaders that I've worked with, the first answer to every question is, well, what's in the best interest of my client? Right. How can I best serve my client? Number two is, okay, then what does the data tell us about how to accomplish that? Right. And it's hard to have a plan if you don't know how other people found success. And so I love this document, and I use it as my source document for every answer that I'm asked to give on a regular basis.
Where can people find this document if they want to take a look at it?
I go to probably an old site. It's probably like nar.realtor now, but I go to realtor.org because we're members of the National Association of Realtors. But when all else fails, Google, and if you just go to the NAR survey of home buyers and home sellers, it's going to be there. And a lot of our industry publications quote it regularly. Those who are Realtor members just got an email about late last week, I think, that said it's available for free as one of your benefits. Sign in and get it now, and you can download it. And the other great thing is, if you're not willing to cozy up and spend many hours reading 132 pages of data, they have a 12-page summary that condenses everything to like a paragraph, like the Cliff Notes version. And the Cliff Notes version, truth time, I usually rely on the Cliff Notes version. And then when I really get stumped, I go to the whole big book.
Right. So how do you use that as a training tool with the agents that you're working with in your offices?
Well, so we had a meeting with our team on Monday this week, in which we said, okay, here we are on the Cape and Islands. There are 3,000 realtor members in our MLS. And that's if no one from over the bridge, which is a technical term, if no one from over the bridge comes and sells a house here, which we know happens all the time, right?
Of course.
We're all licensed in Massachusetts. We sell all over the place, and we should.
Got it. Yep.
But so there's a 10-to-1 agent to property ratio.
Right.
Now, if there are two agents on every sale, in most cases, then that's still only a 5-to-1. So for every one agent that's successful, there are 5 who are still waiting. Right. And so how do we make sure that we're in the 1 and not the 5?
Mm,
And who do we have to talk to? Well, it starts with who can I help today, right? That's the first question we need to ask ourselves every day. Who can I help today? And it might not be, oh, someone has a listing for me, but can I help them with their property assessment? Can I help them with finding someone to advise them on renovations? Can I help them? All the trends are given to us in documents like this. Well, what can I use to help them in their home ownership journey, even if it doesn't involve buying and selling right now? And then what do I do when I am one of the 5 or 6, right? Like, what do I do when I do have that opportunity? So that, like this thing that we looked at on Monday is, we all know we should do some sort of direct mail. We should do some sort of internet lead generation. We should be talking to people, whether it's by Zoom or by phone, or grab a cup of coffee with each other, which we can at some point. We all owe each other an actual in-person cup of coffee soon. But then we know that the ratios start to get really, really beneficial when we're dealing with friends and past clients. And so, when you look at things like, we could send out a postcard. Well, the ratio, according to last year's successful buyers and sellers, is 2,000 to 1 on sending out a random postcard.
Right.
But if we actually connect with a past buyer or a past seller with that postcard, it's a 3 to 2 ratio. So you go from 2,000 to 1 to 3 to 2. Or if you're talking to a past buyer or past seller, we hope they're your friends. They should be your friends. But if they're not, but they've already successfully done business with you, it's still below 10 to 1.
Right.
So, you're going from a 2,000 to 1 to a 10 to 1 ratio. That's incredible. So every one deal comes from 10 postcards, right? So who are we targeting in our communication? And I know what I always did when I was an agent is said, oh, I'll get a listing and I want to send postcards to everybody in that neighborhood to tell them, look, I'm Greg, I got a listing. Well, they didn't care about me. They don't know about me. Like,
there's no connection.
Right. But if I said to the 5 past clients I had, hey, everyone, I want to show you my newest. And you're in my tight network of past clients. I want to show you what I'm doing today. They're like, oh, awesome. You've got another one. Oh, you're all over the place. Oh, you're selling in the Berkshires today and you're up in Marblehead tomorrow. You're all over the place. I could call you for anything. Right. And because of that, you have to you play the ratios, play the science, and everyone wants to tell the story. Hey, I'm in a new neighborhood. I need to make an impression. Well, a personal referral is a 3 to 2 ratio of success. So even though you sent a postcard to that random neighborhood, they've already got a personal referral. Yeah. Spend less time in another agent's territory, spend more time in your own territory. And that's where this guide is like, so, and you're like, but that sounds too easy. That sounds too simple. I need to do more. No, do this simple. Life is too hard today.
Yeah.
Do the simple. Master the simple.
And do them really, really well.
Yeah.
Joanne, we asked Matt Ferrara the same question a couple weeks ago, and he said, just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Well, Greg, anything Matt Ferrara says is good. I'm going to spend an hour and a half with him later today. So, it's all good.
I think this is good. Agents should be referring to that profile of home buyers and sellers from NAR. Like Greg said, it is available to us as Realtor members. And Greg, I want to thank you for chatting with us this morning and bringing this to our attention. We appreciate you joining us.
Anytime. Hey, you guys did an amazing job when I needed a realtor. So I will always give back to that because you guys are the best.
Awesome. Thank you, Greg.
We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Coffee with Tom and Joanne. I'm Joanne Toronto.
And I'm Tom Matthews.
Cheers.